Good afternoon. My name is Leslie Huff, and I'm an attorney in Cleveland, very much interested in the educational process in Ohio. My question has to do with the academic piece. I know that there are social needs, and I know that there are deficits among many African American male children. I'm wondering, how do you take a ninth grader and teach them to add and subtract? How do you move that? What academic methods are teachers learning that will enable them to do that? How do you take a person who is in ninth grade and has the vocabulary maybe of a 6-year-old?
Okay, Leslie, that's, I'm going to do a Barack. That's above my pay scale. I should ask one of our stellar teachers, Purple, Merle, to answer those technical questions. But here's what we provide within that scheme. Okay, we're insisting that that school district, and they already do to some degree, but we're really insisting with our kids that they do a benchmarking. Okay, we know that they got an F in 2 major courses in the 8th grade. What we don't know is, does that F mean that they got it because they didn't come to school? Or does it mean that they really don't know algebra, multiplication and so on? So we benchmark what their skill set is. Then we have enough money to make sure that they're on 2 different strands, that they're on the strand that attacks that skill set. And so we have tutoring that actually looks at that skill set. If he's at a 5th grade reading level, we are tutoring him, bringing him up. Then we have another strand that looks at, if he failed the first grading period in the 9th grade, how do we provide credit recovery? What we know is that I would say about half of our boys are 16, 17. And we know if they fail the 9th grade, they ain't coming back. So that whole challenge of making sure that they move on to the 10th grade has to deal with skill set and has to deal with credit recovery. The teacher legitimately can give them that F, but can we give them credit recovery so they can make that grade up? And again, that has to, and then you have that linkage coordinator, Jan, who in fact continues to encourage. You need somebody at that school. We're changing behaviors. We're changing how this kid looks at school. So we are saying, you can do this. Did you go to, so there's some, well, we're into the extrinsic controls still. We don't have the intrinsic kind of like, I need to go to school so I can graduate. We still have to work on that piece of it. So in working on that piece of it, we're still pushing them. Don't forget to go to your tutoring program. Don't forget to go to your so-and-so. Did you make sure you went to so-and-so? Did you do your homework? Changing this. And then the field strips begin to, as they begin to see people, African Americans doing stuff. Aha. Now next week we're going to do, about 3,000 kids are coming down to Winston, Cleveland State University to experience the inauguration on the big screens. We're going to have marching bands from Brush High School and Shaw and so on, and Schools of Arts is going to perform. If I'm up to it, I'm just going to say one thing as I speak to the group, and that is basically the message here is that if you are prepared, you can do anything you want to do. If you are prepared, you can do anything you want to do in terms of that, this whole day. But, I don't know how religious Ted is or how religious I am. But we really feel that this is sort of like missionary work. And we really feel like this is missionary work in terms of going that extra mile and deciding that we can't afford. If you look at, 2020, when it's supposed to be, in terms of people of color, frankly, outnumbering, and when we look at who has suffered, we're looking at the Latino and Black community in terms of substandard or miseducation for the most part in these urban districts. Let me just say one other thing, and then I'll close. Understand that while we were able to make the case to the General Assembly that the way that language is in law, increasing the graduation rate for African American males, we are working with white males, Latino males, Native American age, whoever comes out of that 9th grade and has one of those 4 risk factors. So our program does have white males in it, and it does have Latino males. In some schools, it has more white males than black males in it, in our program. So it is all males if they have one of those risk factors coming into the 9th grade. It has been my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Today at the City Club, we have been listening to former State Senator C.J. Prentiss. Thank you, Ms. Prentiss, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This program is now adjourned.